En nou, sy het 'n tornado ook nog verwoesting en die geweldige warrelwind klits hom amper van sy takke. Hy het nou verseker dit beslis die grootste storm in the world. In our wide world.
I don't know if you can hear. The librarian is reading to all the children at this point, and it's such a lovely thing. She's actually reading to them, if you can hear. I'm not going to film them. You can look at me. But she's literally reading to them, and they are all so interested and rapt. Attention is grabbed. It's so amazing.
He's happy now.
This could be your child discussing books that are being read and developing appropriately, socially and intellectually. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adley Abrams, a registrar working in George Hospital at the moment. As you can hear, I'm whispering at this point because I'm in the library and I don't want to get in trouble. I'm filming from the children's section, not because this is my reading level, but because I'm trying to get people to come and actually get children's books out. So we're planning this initiative. I've met the loveliest librarian here, Miss Miller. She's helped me, and basically you'll see in another video that we're trying to do a drive to make it easier for people to apply to the library, and just to bring it to the attention that this library is this free service that still exists. It's not from the 90s and the 80s. It still exists for many people, and it's very helpful. So yeah, I just want to take you around the library a little bit. I'll show you what services this library offers. So this is a very simple library. It's George. It's very simple. Oops, very simple library, and it's so beautiful. There's so many services here that people do not understand that they can actually be aware of. So I would like to encourage everyone to please get your children library cards, get them involved in the library. It's such a beautiful place. They can spend hours here. You can leave them, drop them here. It's quite safe, and it's secure. Most of them have external and internal securities as well, so you can drop them off, let them read, and go do your shopping and come back. It's such a perfect place. People don't understand that the library actually has multiple services. It's not just to read some books, but there are people here that are working here that actually help you with the adults as well with applications. So if you are trying to apply for a disability grant or a birth certificate, and you need forms filled out, and you need access to the internet to attain records and just research, there's free internet here. There's free computer services. You can print and do all those things. It's beautiful. It's lovely service. You should definitely be using it more. I'd like to encourage everyone to just, even if you are not someone that's a reader, your children have to be readers. There isn't a doctor on this planet, or a rehab service worker, or an allied health worker that will discourage you from getting you in the library and getting books out for your children. It's so important. Whether you read to them or they read to themselves, it's very important. If they are not at a level yet where they are fully able to read, that's fine. You always give them a level lower than what they can do when they are starting out. So picture books at the beginning. I love reading children's books. I still do. I loved reading children's books as well. There's so many good series of books that you can. So if you don't know, when you're stuck and you're not sure about what to use, there's always the Roald Dahl books for the little kids. A series of unfortunate events is a lekker series to use, and obviously J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. That's amazing. Those are just off the top of the head. Captain Underpants is very fun for the guys. I think the guys will like that, the little guys. And then there's old classic ones that people like bring up a lot, like the Hardy Boys and Animorphs and all those and all those things. That's what I read when I was young. I read all those books. And if you are more experienced readers and more into fantasy, you can go into Lord of the Rings and Anne Rice books. If you want crime thrillers, you can go into okay, maybe it's not appropriate for this channel. But there's Dracula books and everything. It's very cool. So yeah, this is actually a perfect service. It's actually a bit of a community that you actually become a part of. Here at the library, they offer services for schools and they art projects, and they fast track you into services where you can actually find career paths. What I found interesting here is that actually there are so many set work books. So all your math textbooks or your English Afrikaans, all your school set work books are here as well. So if you are struggling and you need excess, and you need extra practicing to be done, then it's all found here. So if your child is struggling with math and you can't find a tutor, bring them in, let them go through a textbook, and there are revision textbooks, there are question and answer textbooks. Let them finish it. They must sit down and just finish it. That's what I did. That's how I um, that's how I studied for math and physics. I literally just sat in the library and I went through past paper questions, and they're all over here. It's so beautiful, it's so lovely, and it's so peaceful. It's a lovely service to have. And this is actually the children's books on this side. An interesting way to get your child into reading is to find actually a niche that they are interested in. So if your child is interested in fantasy or adventure or pirates, okay, I'm getting that. There's a pirate book over here. If they're keen on pirates, get them pirate books. If they're keen on books about adventure and magic, get them those types of books. Don't force them into a book that they are not comfortable with. You always want them to read at a level that's just below, if they are starting out, and in a topic that they are interested in. So if they're interested in dinosaurs or space or oceans, and every child is interested in one, they always have one particular interest that they have above others. And yeah, you can find books that will harness that interest, and it might actually become, who knows, it might actually become a future career path for them. There's so many science facts books. There's books on artists, on artisanal skills. Look here, I'm getting this because this book is just basically art skills. 120 idea for pastels. I just saw this now. I mean, if your child is that way inclined, this is a perfect place to hone skills, to see things that you will not actually be made aware of. And it's actually very important for them to get involved in the library. So when you bring your kids, remember, let them explore. Just give them some time. Don't push them into anything. Let them just have their free way. It's actually such a safe environment and quiet and relaxed environment. And let them explore and find what's interesting for them. And always say, and limit them. Say, okay, we're taking 2 books this time. And then finish them. You take 2 books and you finish them, and then you bring them back. You teach them responsibility and all those things, and then you bring it back, and then you say, okay, this time we're going to take out 3, and the next time take out 4, and you have to finish it, and you have to explain it. So they shouldn't only just read it, they should actually explain it to you. So they need to actually develop comprehensive skills. So they read the book to you. So let them take out the book, and they should read it on their own. It should be like a project between you and the child. Let them take it out, let them read through the book, and then discuss it with you as well. So it develops these comprehensive skills as well, so that not only are they reading, but they're also digesting what they learn, and they can actually describe and explain it, and they can actually take you through the story. That's a very important thing. And when you let them explore, you visit the adult section and you look at Dan Brown. There's Dan Brown and Cornwell. There's so many cool books over here that you can actually explore, because chances are you're not reading enough yourself. So I know I'm not. Since working as a registrar, my ability to read other types of books that are non-medical has plummeted. But as soon as I'm finished, that's my first thing I'm doing, is getting a couple of library books. So that's my plan. I know when I finished... there's a big examination, I've mentioned it before, when I finished my training and when I finished studying for primary examinations, and I passed, thankfully, the first thing I did, and I knew I was going to do it, I was going to read all the Harry Potter series again. And then I just started reading. I read Neil deGrasse Tyson's books and books on Greek mythology. It was such epic books I got to read. So when you let them go and explore their side, you can come and browse on your side as well. Open a library book for yourself. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, just get them involved in the library. I don't think you can hear, but there's a class happening. That's why I left the kiddie section, because there's a class happening now. They've got like this excursion, and I'm looking at these kids. I wish I could film them, but I don't know them. And they're just here with their school. They look about 5, 6 years. No, they look about 7 years old. And they were beaming. They were. You can see they wanted to just run around, but also they understand the decorum, and they understand the peacefulness that comes across the library. So they were trying to reserve themselves, but they are still very excited. And they were just pointing. They went through there's actually a DVD section where you can look at classic movies as well. So you can take those out as well, um, like a video store. So they're all relegated to the library now, which is also fun. You can also do that as well. And now they were looking through the movie section, and then they went onto the books, and they were just taking books that they wanted. I was overhearing them. That's why I paused for a bit. I was just listening, the conversations, and we let them explore for a little bit. And everyone is, they all different genders, and they all the same age. But they were all interested in different things. Someone was looking at this book on they look at famous books from the movies, some of them that are adapted into movies, and some of them were actually looking at more of the serious, more advanced books, and some of them were just looking at picture books. And whatever it is, it's fine as long as they are getting there. Their level will increase the more they start. As long as you pique an interest for your child in books, in reading and exploring new worlds, it's so important. There's that common saying that the person who does not read lives one life, but the person that reads lives many. So I think that's so important for our children, and I'm trying to teach that and educate, pass it on to the children in our medical wards, because many of them have chronic conditions. And I tell them, I'm looking, Mom, the reality, this child is not going to be an athlete. There goes a lot of his options. He or she is missing out on a lot of school time. Why not get him into the library? You're going to be admitted into the hospital. You're going on holiday. You're going overseas. You're going on holiday. Going for long drives. When they're in the car, when you're shopping, get them a book so that they can occupy their time. Regardless of what the information is on screen time, which is overtaking what's going on with children at this point, no one's going to say, limit your time for reading. No one's going to say that. Reading is so important for the early childhood development that they've got to go through. It's incredible for their critical reasoning skills, for their reading skills, for social skills, for them to actually bond with you if they're reading well and they are actually describing what they are reading. That's how you create dialogue and conversation, and that's the whole idea. So yeah, in summation, please get your children to the library. It's free, it's cheap, it's quick. It's safe. There are so many services here. It's only a plus. You have to get them into the library, get them reading. Start at a lower level. Start with what they are interested in, and work your way up. Good luck. Enjoy the time in the library. I'm having so many flashbacks here. I might just open up a library card, even though I'm only here for another couple months. But yeah, shop guys. Thanks. Good luck.
Dinosaur.
Okay, that's a bit scary.